Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Zoe Lyons and Marcus Brigstock, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. We start tonight with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question? On the board are 6 categories. Gary, which category would you like?
I would like home news, please, Dara.
OK, the category is home news, and the answer is 35 billion. What is the question?
Is it, how many times have people hit refresh on the NatWest website this week?
Is it, in fact, how much I told the NatWest call centre I have in my account at the moment?
Is it what is God's next significant birthday?
Is it how many days do we have left of the Olympic torch relay?
After how many years does a bottle of Sillet Bang become safe to handle?
Is it how many calories there are in a cheese and Eric pickle sandwich?
Is it, in fact, if you borrow a pound off Wonga.com?
Is it, according to the Daily Mail, how many children does an average Somalian family have?
How many episodes have there been of the long-running drama Monsoon Poultry Hop? You've got to stop going on about that, Hugh. You've just got to buck up! Is it what number Dappy from N-Dubs is in Line to the Throne? Is it how much will I win if Warhorse wins the Derby?
How many years older than her face does Madonna's neck look?
Is it how many extra tissues have been used worldwide since the publication of 50 Shades of Grey?
Is it very moving then? Is it?
Yeah.
Makes you cry, is it? I've not read it.
Any, I
think I know the answer. Is it how many comedians have phoned their accountants this week?
Is this actually how much is our tax gap in the UK?
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much, Zoe Lyons. Well done. Very good. Yes, the question I was looking for was, how much money does the Treasury lose due to tax avoidance in a year? This comes in a week when a number of famous faces were linked to tax avoidance schemes. Prime Minister David Cameron was criticised for singling out comedian Jimmy Carr's behaviour as morally wrong, while remaining silent on other individuals' questionable tax arrangements. So, who wants to comment on this? Who wants to get onto their moral high horse?
The thing was, though, wasn't it? The viewing figures for 8 out of 10 Cats doubled last week.
Yes.
So I think it's only fair, as you as the host of Mock the Week, I think you need to do some dodgy accountancy practices, or maybe just host a prostitute Nazi party. And we all expect an invite.
Can I do plan B?
I've got a brilliant tax avoidance scheme that I use personally. It's just earn sod all. That's how I...
This scheme, basically the K2 scheme,
yes,
was where they hide your money for a while and then give it you back at a later date.
Yes.
Now, there's a much easier way of doing that. Just bank with NatWest.
I feel sorry for Jersey, because they're now trying to shake off the sort of tax avoidance tag and get back to their traditional reputation as Nazi sympathisers.
And they all have really aggressive names. They're called K2 and Peak Performance and Icebreaker. It is very difficult to tell tax avoidance schemes from protein shakes. They do sound like something that will both save you money and build muscle mass. Do you know I feel really bad for this? Do you know I think is a real...
Is it the children?
No, not the children.
Why don't you care about the children? What the hell are you...
No, I don't not care about the children. Do you know, I feel sorry. Do you know what I feel sorry for? Alan Carr. Alan Carr has probably in the last week fielded any number of questions from people who didn't quite know which one it was. Alan Carr is just about shaking off people going, how do I stop smoking? And now he's going to talk about tax avoidance.
The person I feel sorry for is the lady who's apparently got the @NatWest Twitter name, a lady called Natalie Westerman. The amount of abuse she's had this week.
And none of us can claim complete... cleanliness in terms of tax avoidance, particularly if you're self-employed anyway, because there are schemes that were picked up, film investment schemes, for example, that a lot of people had put money into. I myself, and I feel we just have to say that I'm part of a film investment scheme. I put all my savings into the big budget production of Monsoon Poultry Hospital. I think it's right. Well, you're involved as well. I mean, because I play the role of Morag the nurse. Monsoon Poultry Hospital. We're going to make a lot of money back. It's me and you are involved. Yeah.
It's nice to know where the budget for this show goes, isn't it?
I want to note, by the way, how well I look as a nurse. Surprisingly fitting. Big shoulders.
Got it into the readers' wives about you there.
If you turned up at my bed in a hospital, I'd discharge myself.
Listen, I have no surprise, no doubt you'd discharge yourself. Why have Michael Gove and Nick Clegg clashed recently?
It's Goove, as in movement. It's pronounced Goove.
It's pronounced Gove?
Yeah, Michael Gove. Yeah.
Michael Gove?
It's Michael Gove, yeah.
Literally, you could say this and I would have to go with it, because I have no idea.
But it's true, it's pronounced Goove.
OK, why have Michael Gove and Nicholas Clegg... Why have Michael Thing and...
Because Michael Gove announced a massive education reform proposal and didn't tell either David Cameron or Nick Clegg or anyone else, including his friends and family.
That's what it's about, isn't it? They're looking to sort of bring back O and A levels because they think that sort of GCSEs have been devalued by people getting too many good grades. And I don't think that is the issue. It's just that they moved the marking centre to Liverpool, so now it's all A.
After tuition fees, though, Nick Clegg talking anything about education is somewhat tricky, isn't it, for him? And obviously, you know, I feel that students will never ever forgive him for his U-turn on tuition fees. So maybe he should just go the other way and actually have more of a go at students, because I think it could be a vote winner. You know, so maybe try and tax Lynx aftershave, tax super noodles, tax people with their pants showing. I think it could be all something.
So is it weird? Because I didn't come to that system. Is it like...
No, I think it shows. I think it shows.
I didn't come to a system, thank you very much.
What system did you come through then?
I came to the Irish education system.
The Irish education system.
Where we don't tinker quite as much as you do with this system. Don't make that joke. Don't make that joke.
It's been the same for years, the Irish education system, hasn't it? Because you're graded from Turaluri A's down to Fiddly D's.
They're all looking for the Chris Addison, the Dublin gig on the next tour.
Is going with the O-levels, was it some special magical time, the O-levels?
The O-levels?
Yes.
It was a magical time, but it was roughly the same time as I lost my virginity, that's why.
So is
That was a hell of a French oral.
Is calling for the O-levels the political equivalent of going, oh, I wish they put Top of the Pops back on? Is it like that?
Yeah, Spinsters on bikes. He basically wants the 80s back.
He wants everyone driving an Austin Allegro, because they were great, those cars.
Do I get the impression you lost your virginity in an Austin Allegro? Is that the...
He lost virginity to an Austin Allegro.
My God, that exhaust pipe was hot.
I lost mine to an Escort. Does that count?
At the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Hugh and Gary. Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Prince of Wales.
Right, here we go. Next pub, 5 down, 4 to go, 6 pints in each. Oh, what an enormous television. How do you do that? Is it 3D? It's very real. That's because we are real, you see. There's a serving hatch in a pub. Yes, I knew that. Anyway, I tell you what, I'll have a pint of that, please. That is a charity collecting tape. Yes, I knew that. In that case, I'll have whatever's in the barrel. A pint of plunge plunger, please. A bag of porky spatches. Unless you've got any biscuits, Dutchy originals, I don't have to pay for them, you see, because I own the company. Anyway, I was saying to these fellas here, I only drink warm bitter at the moment. Yes, well, you would if you spent 4 hours on a sodding royal barge. Yes, feel that. Still freezing. Weeks ago. Freezing. Feel my hands. Oh, look, lovely. Here's a pint of bitter. I love bitter, don't you? It's almost as British as Will.I.Am wants to be. Anyway, down the hatch, get it down, you Zulu warrior. No, that's a bit off, I think. Yes, I tell you what, I think the old pipes need a bit of a clean, as they said to Prince Philip. I tell you what, here's a question. Are pints getting smaller, or is my hand getting bigger? Show me the way to go home. Can you show me the way to go home? To be honest, it could be almost anywhere, because I have enormous number of homes. I tell you what, why don't you join us on the next stage of the pub crawl? I think it might be the Crown and the Sceptre. It's as close as I'm going to get to either of them.
Well done, too. Well done. Right. Okay, now to a round called Shut Your Loophole. This game involves Gary, Zoe and Chris, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. Okay, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. First subject is the internet. Who wants to come in on that? Zoe.
Ah, the internet. Love the internet. Actually, that actually reminds me, because got to keep an eye on the time. I'm bidding on something on eBay this evening. It's Greece. It's just me in Germany going head-to-head. Fingers crossed. Oh, God. I've actually got one of those Twitter trolls. I'm hit with the kids. I've got a Twitter troll. They're horrible things, though, these Twitter trolls, because they send you abuse online, and the thing I really hate about it is it's anonymous. That's what really annoys me. But just awful things. They say, "You're not funny, Zoe Lyons. Call yourself a comedian. Of all of my children, you're the least favourite." People find it annoying, junk mail, but I think it's always worth going through. You know, you might miss a bargain. Only this week I went through my junk mail, and now I have cleverly consolidated all of my bank accounts into one Nigerian account. And I have a much bigger penis.
Okay, let's spin the wheel again. Travel. Who wants to come in on that?
I'll do that.
Chris.
It's getting very expensive to travel abroad. I don't fly abroad anymore. You could go by EasyJet, but I don't fly EasyJet. I'm too scared to fly EasyJet. I'm sure they're perfectly safe. I'm sure that their pilots are second to none, best planes you could ask for. But imagine if you were on an EasyJet flight, and you did crash on a snowy mountain top. You all survived. Would you want to eat those people? A shepherd's pie from Asda. I'm not having some woman in cerise leggings. It's not happening. EasyJet is essentially a middle-class plot to keep BA to ourselves. That's what we've done. It's the same reason we're opening M&S Food on the motorway. That's so we've got somewhere to stop when we're not sat next to somebody going, "What's a cocking panini?" I know. Thank you. Waitrose on the motorway, right? Which is... I was in Waitrose, and not on the motorway. I was in Waitrose near where I live, and there was a woman ahead of me in the basket queue. She had 2 items in her basket. She had a tin of Slim Fast and a pregnancy test kit. She was thinking, well, it's one or the other.
Okay, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what topic you have. Let's spin the wheel. And it's relationships.
Right, relationships. It's good to be here. Last time I was here, a girl asked me for sex. I had to disappoint her. We had sex. But I'm trying to learn to be a more sensitive lover. I got a DVD, How to Improve Your Foreplay Technique. It was really good. I had to fast forward through the boring bit at the beginning. Last night I had beef stew with dumplings. I shouldn't call her that, but she's a big girl. I went to see the stalactites at Cheddar Gorge, and our guide asked us not to try and crack one off, and she wasn't even that attractive. But I still managed. It was very dark. This morning I went to a meeting of my premature ejaculator support group. It turns out it's tomorrow. I think a few of the men started clapping before the end of that joke, by the way. My girlfriend's dog died. So to cheer her up, I got an identical one. She was livid. What am I going to do with 2 dead dogs? A friend of mine had a penis extension. Now his house looks really stupid.
Very good. Can we get that round of applause for the guy today? Well done. Okay, now. Our next round is called Headliners. Here's a picture of the England football team, but what does PHFE stand for?
Is it everything that the England football team are no good at? Passing, headers, footwork, everything.
It is to do with Rooney. I reckon it's Potato Head Fancies Elderly.
Or pretend hair forever.
Is it what Stephen Gerrard thinks is wrong with the team? Is it passing, heading, football?
I think it's proof that education needs reform. 2 of those men were asked to write GCSE.
Do you know that if you dial the number on their shorts, you get through to a helpline?
Ashley Cole is covering his ears as if trying to protect himself from some awful screech. So is it player hears from X?
Is it just simply players' heads found empty?
Is it an extract from Boris Johnson's commentary? Peasants, half-wits, fools, extra fights!
I'm going to move towards the correct answer.
Pregnant hooker frightens England.
Is it, as it sadly always is, penalty heartache for England?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much. Very good. Yes, the answer I think was penalty heartache for England. This is the news that after reaching the quarter-final stages of Euro 2012, England suffered penalty agony yet again as they crashed out of the tournament in a shootout against Italy, watched by a peak audience of 23 million people. Were you among them? Were you all watching it?
Yes, we weren't very good, were we? We couldn't hold the ball very well. And there was one moment, wasn't there, where the referee, there was an Italian injury, and so he had to stop the play, and then he gave the ball back to the English players, but explained to them that he wanted them to give it back to the Italians. And I was thinking, well, he didn't have to explain that. They were going to do that anyway.
You say the game proceed as normal for 30 seconds. They'll get it.
I thought the whole game was very unfair. I mean, the Italians had a ball. Why didn't we have one?
We lost on penalties, didn't we? Right, which was very disappointing, and we went out. But, I mean, if you look on the bright side, really, all that's happened is we would have played Germany in the next round. So all that's happened, really, is we've lost on penalties 4 days earlier than we would have.
In many ways, you've got those 4 days back.
We've got those 4 days back.
I think that it was a very telling statistic, wasn't it? That England's most frequent passer was Ashley Cole, with 44 passes, including the last one, of course, to the Italian goalkeeper in the form of a penalty.
Who was England's second most frequent passer?
Would it have been Joe Hart, the goalkeeper?
Joe Hart, the goalkeeper. It was big, a lot of excitement. I thought Joe in the goal, though. God love him, he did his best.
He did a great job.
He did his little kind of bear thing before each penalty. He was like, I'm your little tiger. I'm going to scare you. Like, he's doing little mimes in the goal. Like, it was. I mean, it was like, he's more like an uncle with a 3-year-old. Oh, I'm a bear, I'm going to chase you.
You want to kick the ball now?
Who's got a good kick? Oh, you have a good kick. Yes.
My favourite quarter-final was, in fact, a Greece against Germany. Because I was hoping, when the referee tossed the coin at the beginning, the Greek captain would nick it and piss off.
Seems to me, I'm a non-football fan. The penalty thing seems a very cruel and arbitrary way of sorting out, because they could do so many exciting things, like keep playing and every 2 minutes take a player off.
Yeah.
Once you're down to 5, introduce a lion. Do you know what I mean? So just lively and fun. There'd be a definite ending then, and, you know, fewer players and stuff like that. Blindfold them, or, like pinball, 2-ball screwball. Every 2 minutes, put another ball on the pitch.
Multi-ball. That's the multi-ball in the past. I like zombie ball, where you introduce a zombie, and the zombie bites people and they become zombies. Until eventually you've only a few players left, like whatever.
What happens if Rooney gets bitten, though? How would you know?
Wayne Rooney said that having an English manager made it easier to understand tactic talks.
Those are not the words he'd have used, though. Tactic talks. He'd have gone on that.
Yes, yeah. It was because Fabio Capello was the previous manager and didn't speak English particularly well. But Fabio Capello then went on to the radio interview when he heard this and said, every now and then when I tried to explain tactics, things didn't work out. You know what? Maybe it's because Rooney doesn't speak English. Well, then, sauce of milk for Fabio Capello.
I think there are consolations to this tournament being over, because now, alas, we don't have to hear politicians talking about it, which is my least favourite thing about international football tournaments. When politicians try to be a man of the people, it's excruciating. Much worse when it's Cameron, because he's so manifestly posh. Hearing him going, that's why I say, come on, England. I should be wearing my second-best top hat and my lucky monocle all the way through Euro 2012. I love football. It's so rare you get to see working-class people running about without having to chase it yourself with a stick.
On the plus side, though, the England fans were well behaved, because there was a lot of talk, wasn't there, about the Polish and their abusive chanting and their hooliganism. And, of course, that's what we used to be the best in the world at that. One more thing that now the Poles do better than we do.
Okay, on the phone to the mark is 090. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panels can come up with. Okay, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to read on a health insurance form.
Would you describe the condition of your heart as A, very good, B, mediumly good, or C, boo?
Do you ever temporary blackouts? Do objects in the middle distance appear to be coming to me, to you, to me, to you? You may be suffering from chuckle vision.
Are you suffering from or have you ever had an STD, you slag?
Are you the only black guy in a horror film?
Have you ever experienced a burning sensation when you pee? Were you drunk at the time and holding a cigarette at the same time?
Please describe your alcohol intake. Moderate, average, excessive, Glaswegian.
What's your blood type? You can do 50 words a minute, innit, bruv?
Buddhists, what was your last cause of death?
Do you suffer from dyslexia? If so, please put a bic in this tox. Do you smoke? Can I have one?
Do you hear voices? No. Are you deaf? No. So you do hear voices? Yes. I'm sorry you have lied.
Would you describe yourself as very fit, quite fit, or a bit of a minger?
Do you suffer from dizziness, double vision, or seizures? Then why did you take a penalty for England?
Okay, the next topic is unlikely lines from a war movie.
Bad luck, Sir Winston. I'm afraid the Second World War's gone to penalties. I'm going to go and rescue a horse that's trapped in the wire. You put the potatoes on.
We've located the battleship. It is in the squares B5, B6, B7, F9.
I was sent upriver in Vietnam, tasked with killing a renegade colonel. That was one hell of a gap year.
I haven't seen a case of trench foot this bad since the Isle of Wight festival.
It is better to die on your feet than live on your knees. Anyway, enough about that silly video.
Well, if nothing else, this is going to make a lovely tapestry.
We're at 5,000 fathoms. Bing! The hull will never take it, Captain. Bing! And you going bing isn't helping us.
Louis, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship, but only if you dress up as a nurse and give me a discharge.
Sir, new intelligence has come in from the letters page of the Daily Mail, and it seems Herr Hitler has a point.
I can't stand the sound of the guns. Why did I move to Tottenham?
In the Marines, our motto is, no one gets left behind. Private Cameron, where is your daughter?
We make an amphibious landing here. We scale the cliff, avoid the sweeper, bounce on the big balls, and I'll meet you in the wipeout zone.
Chaps, we're about to go over the top. I have a message for you from High Command. It simply says, war! What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again now. War!
put your stuff in that one. It's got a really catchy edge on it. I call it the hurt locker.
Medic! 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 I'll tell you what the problem is. I've been shot in my dick.
Okay, and the boys over to Chris, you and Gary. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. Commiserations to Andy Parsons, Zoe Lyons and Marcus Bristow. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
Mock the Week is back on Thursday at 10 for its 100th show. Drama next tonight on BBC Two. Catch up with the thrilling new police series Line of Duty. And then more comedy. Matt's ex-wife is making mischief in episodes at 11:40.